But I don't even know if the right's going to protest. I mean, the conservatives generally don't protest about stuff. I mean, arguably there should have been protests, all through the trial, but it wasn't terribly there. It wasn't much there.
I wouldn't do physical protesting today. My protesting would be in a very different way. My protesting today would be the biggest live worldwide to show support. I would bring a lineup of 20, 30 people all to talk, with him being the closing speaker. Yeah. And I would raise money, and I would drive everybody to go retweet a video, drive traffic to it to make it the most viral clip in the history of Twitter or whatever it is, to make a record, to make announcements, reveal stuff, educate people, have stuff out there for them to know how they can go and, drive the traffic and intensity online. Today, a few years ago, I'm Armenian and Assyrian. My dad's Assyrian, my mom's Armenian. The Armenian community would tell me, Patrick, how come you don't come and march in Glendale anymore for the Armenian, genocide of what happened, April 24, 19, how come you're not coming representing? I said, I don't think you realize this anymore. The people you want that can make changes, they don't protest on streets of Glendale. They protest on streets of Twitter. That's what they're protesting. Why don't you take your protesting online? That's what's going to spread like wildfire and get a lot of attention. I'm not getting that vibe. There needs to be a different kind of I'm not a campaign manager. I'm not involved. That's not my job. I hope the right people hear this. You go take the idea. It's not even my idea. You go take it. You go take ownership of this idea. I don't need credit for it. Go do it. Whoever's going to be doing this. I think there needs to be a real intentional drive for something like that. So then imagine, let's just say we do this biggest live ever. Ready? So invite Dana. It's like an RNC. Don't wait till the RNC. Like, don't wait till July 15th, because the RNC may not happen. Go do it pre. Don't think you have all this time. Don't wait till we got plenty of time till the election. No. Bring people like Dana. Bring people like this guy that just gave $300,000. Let him tell a story. Mm-hmm. Bring people like Shamat. Bring the most random people, not the typical everybody that you're going to get that's already, we know they're going to be behind it. Bring the weird, different types of names that don't make sense, who agree to speak and say, wait, what? DeSantis just spoke? This guy doesn't like Trump. Shamat, who gave Trump a D- and then he flipped a year ago saying, I think now that I look at it, it's a B+. Wait, Elon Musk did this Twitter. What? Wait, and then you're like, holy, there is actually something going on. And by the way, the sooner you do it, the more their backs are against the wall. The later you do it, the more they're going to be able to play their games, and you're kind of playing reactionary counter instead of, no, here's how you do, boom, 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 hit, boom, 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 no. You got to get them to go on the offensive. I think sometimes Republicans right now are just like waiting. Okay, guess what? Another month is gone. Another month is gone. Another month is gone. Another month is gone. What the hell you doing? Compete.
Well, and the Republican response to all of that is we just have to win in November, and let's not get distracted. Let's keep our eyes on the prize. Let's talk about the issues that people care about. Let's not get too distracted by these prosecutions. People have already factored that in. They already know it's rigged. They already know he's being abused. And all we need to do is just remind other voters that every time they go to the grocery store, they're facing ginormous prices because of Joe Biden. And so that's the political pushback on the hyper-focus politically on these trials and tribulations of Trump. But, it's politics, so, people can honorably disagree about it. I don't know. I think legally, from Judicial Watch's perspective, it's the worst case of government corruption I've ever seen. I've been working at Judicial Watch for 26 years. I've never thought we would be in the position we are in. I think we're in a crisis in terms of constitutional Republican form of government, and that those in the responsibility, who have the responsibility or are in the positions of responsibility, need to use every tool available to them under the law and the Constitution to protect the republic.
Amen.
Yeah, and by the way, the people I'm talking to and challenging in my messaging isn't the Republican Party. I'm not waiting for those guys. They're not going to do it because they're too worried about, the people they're working with in D.C. Most of them are part of the same, community.
Many of them want Trump to lose.
That's right.
I mean, they don't, you think Republicans hate being in the majority. Not as many as you might think.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, they don't mind just showing up and cutting ribbons.
But guess what? That's the job
I know.
of the MAGA community to take the lead on this. So let me give you a lineup. You ready? Here's a lineup. Dana White, 50 Cent, Shamat, the guy that just gave $300,000. My lineup is not going to be the usual suspects.
Right.
I don't want the usual suspects. I want the people to be like, wait a minute, who's this guy? This is the actor Tim Robbins? Wait, who? What? So, Clint, wait, this, seriously? Yeah. That's a kind of weird lineup, yeah. So you're getting NBA players, NFL players, UFC fighters, Hollywood. You're getting the regular mom who just went and says, look, let me tell you who I am. I got 6 kids. My husband and I got 2 jobs. He drives Uber at night. In 2019, this was my bill. Here's how much we spent on bills. Here's how much we're spending right now. I'm just a regular person. I'm not a famous person. You don't know who I am. My name is Mary. This is where I live. I live in this. But I'm here to tell you, I can't afford this. And for the basic thing, if we were to categorize a group of 20 people to hit different audiences, 5 million live on Twitter Spaces, on whatever these platforms played on Twitter Spaces, on YouTube, raise money. Next speaker, raise money. Next speaker, raise money. Next speaker, raise money. Drive to Twitter, drive to Twitter, drive to Twitter. You create all that protesting online, the biggest online protesting of all time, you can call it. Historical protesting. Record-breaking, Guinness Book of World Record, 5.2 million people live watching. What? So, I mean, that's a collaboration with Elon.
And Trump could get that on Twitter.
And Trump
easily.
could get that. There is no problem he could get that.
Yeah.
So I think that's the part where, that's what I mean, where I'm not waiting on Republicans to do it. I'm not waiting for traditional people. I'm waiting for, you want to disrupt? Go ahead and do this. See what happens. See what happens. See how the market reacts to it. I think it would be shocking to the other side, and it would scare the shit out of them to say, if you even think about July 11th announcing this as this, let me tell you, here's what's going to happen. If you even, so you're forcing them to sentence him. You're forcing, go ahead and sentence him. See what happens. Go ahead and sentence him. You're playing offense the same way they are, because the way they do it is they play offense to make everybody walk on eggshells.
I think Trump's prepared to go to jail. I mean, he said it. He said it, repeatedly in the last few days. Just reading between the lines, and when he doesn't say he's ready to go to jail because he doesn't think he's going to go to jail. I think he thinks he's going to get sentenced to jail.
Fearless. He's fearless.
But I think he thinks he's going to get sentenced to jail. Remember, he's seen Merchant up close for 6 weeks, so he knows what he's about.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.